everybody. Today we'll be reading 20,000 Egyptians Under the Sea, a story in the Action Bible. The next day, the great exodus from Egypt is underway. Joyfully, the Hebrews march toward the land God promised would be their home. During the day, a bright cloud guides them, and at night, a pillar of fire leads them. But in their rush for freedom, they do not forget to take with them the body of their ancestor Joseph. He was a great man in Egypt, but he wanted to be buried in his own land. After several days of travel, the Hebrews reached the Red Sea. The sea is in front of us and the mountains are all around. What will we do now? What was Moses thinking? Meanwhile, back in Pharaoh's palace, it was a mistake to let these Hebrew slaves go. Who will do our work for us now? And it isn't too late. Look, they're wandering around like lost sheep. This route they take will lead them into this trap. So much for their brilliant and powerful God. Muster every chariot in the army. Those slaves will soon be back at work making more bricks than ever. Pharaoh's army soon approaches the camp of the Hebrews. Look, here comes the Egyptian army. We can't escape now. It's your fault, Moses. We're trapped. Were the graves in Egypt not good enough? You had to bring us to the desert to die? Pharaoh and his army look at the Hebrews' camp beside the sea. Trapped, just as I said. Good. They'll soon see who is mightier, Pharaoh or the God they worship. At the same time in the Hebrew camp, I'd rather be an Egyptian slave than die this way. Don't be afraid. After today, you'll never see these Egyptians again. The Lord will fight on our behalf. Just be still and see what God is going to do. Look, the cloud is hiding us from the Egyptians. When Moses holds out his staff toward the Red Sea, as God told him to do, a strong east wind blows all night and rolls back the waters of the sea. Awed by the sight, the Hebrews rushed joyfully across the path in the sea. It's not until the next morning that the cloud clears from in front of the Egyptians. When Pharaoh sees that the Hebrews are getting away, he orders his army to charge after them. His Egyptians race out across the seafloor, but sand clogs their chariots' wheels. Then Moses puts out his hands again. Suddenly the wind dies and the waters roll back into place. All of Pharaoh's men are caught in the rushing sea. Safe on the other side, the Hebrews look back. God has saved us! I'll never doubt again that God sent Moses to save us from the Egyptians. Joyfully, the Hebrews celebrate God's deliverance. The tribes descended from Jacob are a free people, ready to form a new nation. Miriam, Moses' sister, leads the women's chorus singing praises to God. The Lord is my strength and song. He is my salvation. Sing to the Lord.